my hair up first. I'm going to say that I have already done my brows, obviously, and I have primed and set my eyelids. So it's the only thing I've done so far, other than spray my face with the rose water spray, the Mario Badescu. And I'm sorry if you can hear my fan. As always, it is still 80 something degrees in Nashville right now, November. I can't even talk about it. Like, I'm just sick to my stomach. I know last year it was like 74 degrees on Christmas. I'm just going to be, I will cry if it's that way this year. But I'm not going to hold my breath thinking it's not going to be. All right, so as always, I'm going to start out with my eyes. This is going to be like a simple green kind of smoky eye. And the thing I like the most about it is that it doesn't look simple when you're done with it. Those are my absolute favorite kind of eye looks to do. Stuff where you only use like 2 colors. But the blending that you do and the shading that you do under your eyes makes it look like you spent a whole lot more time on it than you really did. Now, this is going to be a little bit of more intense green smoky eye. It may not be every day for you. For me, it's every day. Like, I don't have anything to do today except go to a performance at my daughter's school, and I'm totally going to rock this, but that's just me. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit to work on the eyes. All right, so we're using the Master Palette by Mario today, and we're only going to use 2 colors in this, which I don't know why, but it just really excites me. So the first color we're going to take is Isabel, which is this matte orange color. And I'm going to use my Elena Badro blending brush, and I'm just going to take this in the crease. And you don't have to make sure that it's like super pigmented right now, because it's definitely not the first time, or the last time, I guess I should say, that we're going to go in with this color. But I just want to put like a base down. So just blend that into your crease. And because this is going to be a smoky eye, it doesn't matter if it's perfect by any means. I mean, we're not doing like a cut crease here. So if you're new to my channel, which I know a lot of you are, welcome. So glad that you are here. I almost always, yeah, pretty much always put a base color down underneath my lid color. So today, since we're using greens, I'm going to be using my Giorgio Armani eye tint in the number 5, which I believe is the color Onyx. It's a very pretty shimmery green color. And I'm just going to apply this to my lid, up into the crease, and then I'm going to take like a little bit more of a stiff brush, something like this double-ended It Cosmetics brush. Hopefully that's going to. And I'm just going to kind of lightly blend the edge right here to where it's not like a harsh line. I don't really want to blend it too much up into the crease. I just want to get it to where it's not a huge noticeable harsh straight line in between the green and the orange color. So I'm just going to do that on the other eye. And that's why I love these things so much, because I could totally leave it like this and it's a beautiful eye look. And they might be a little bit expensive. They're like $39, but they last forever. I only had to dip the wand in one time. I actually just pulled it out, and that's what I used on both eyes. So it's just, they're really good investment, and I love the formula. So now I'm going to go into this color right here, which is called Bronx. It is the green color in the palette, and I'm just going to take a flat shader brush. The Sedona Lace 941 is my favorite, and I'm just going to top that green color that we just applied as our base. And with this, it's okay if you go a little bit in the crease, because it's just going to be blended out in just a second. I love this brush because I can get right into my crease and kind of carve it out. It's such a good brush. Honestly, I use it every single day. Okay, so we topped that with the Bronx color. I love that color. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into that Isabel on that same blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend everything together. And that's all I'm going to do for the eyes. Once we shade the bottom lash line, it's going to come together and look so, so good. So now let's move on to the face. Okay, so I moved you back a little bit for the face. I'm going to prime my face with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores primer. I'm dropping things. I don't know. I feel like this doesn't have the best reviews online. I personally love it, especially with the foundation I'm going to be using, but I think the problem is that people are using way too much. Like, I just used a pump and it's probably too much. Like, I probably could do with a half to 3/4 of a pump. And you know, they say that it leaves a white cast on your face. I don't find that it does on me, but you know what? The Hourglass Mineral Veil, which is one of the only primers I use on my clients, it does. But once you put your foundation on and stuff, you can't see it. So if you've been wanting to try that, I guess my point is don't go off the reviews. Give it a try anyways, because I think it's really good. All right, I mentioned mixing these two in my top 5 foundation videos. It's the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless and the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm in Santa Fe and 2W1 Dawn. Now, because I like to use this one with a brush and this one with a beauty blender, I'm going to start out with a brush, and then I'm going to kind of blend everything out with a beauty blender. I'm just going to use 1 pump of the Estee Lauder and 2 pumps of the NARS. Mix that up on my hand. Cannot keep these hairs out of my face. Ugh, and I look like a ghost now. I've been out running errands this morning with no makeup, so I've got like sunglass lines. And those things don't want to be covered up when they're really set in. So I'm just not taking any additional product. I'm just going over what I've already applied and just kind of blending any streak marks or any edges or anything. I feel like I'm too bright. Is that better? I don't know. I'm telling you, the worst thing about filming is getting this flipping lighting correct. I can't stand it. All right. I really, really like those two foundations together. So now I'm going to correct and conceal with my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector and my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I use the color Light Neutral. I am struggling to find an eye cream that I like in the mornings that works under makeup. And I feel like I have struggled, like I feel like I've said that before, because I've, you know, ongoing struggle. But I've been using the Lumine that I hauled quite a while ago from Ulta, and it's just not moisturizing enough. And I do my skincare like quite a good amount of time before I actually sit down and do my makeup. So like I do it before I go to the bus stop in the morning or take my youngest to school, because I want to make sure I have my sunblock on. But by the time like I sit down, that eye cream, it's not very moisturizing anyways, the stuff that I'm using, but it surely is not that moisturizing. And I've tried like the under eye hydrating primer. I know like Smashbox has one. I've tried other things like the Pure, I don't know, the Hydrogel Lift. It's just not working for me. So I need something that's going to really stay hydrating for quite some time, and I just have not found it yet. So if y'all know, you've probably told me before and you're probably like, I've already told you this, but if you want to tell me again, feel free. All right, now I'm going in with the Milk Matte Bronzer that I hauled in my Friends and Family sale. Spoiler alert, this will be in my November favorites. I love it, but I don't love it directly. Like the first few times I used it, I applied it directly to my face, which you would think that you do with something like this, and then blended it out, and I didn't really like it. So now I just take my brush, dip it in there like that. I'm using the Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection number 7 brush from IT Cosmetics, and I just dip it in there, and then I just stipple it where I want the bronzer to go. So technically I hate this mirror. Technically it should be the perimeters of your face, but I like a really bronzed forehead, so I tend to go down a little bit farther with my bronzer than most people would, or most people would advise doing, but that's just me. And then I'm just kind of stippling it in, and it's so forgiving. These hairs are driving me up the wall. So I don't know, it's just so, it's pretty. It's really pretty. Very forgiving. I can imagine it working on many skin tones. If I haven't done my VIB haul yet, which I think maybe that will have already gone up, you will see that I bought an extra one of these for my kit because I like it that much. So it just gives like a natural bronze. I really like it. And technically, like, I feel like once I set, you can't really see this, or that you can see it through the powder, so technically you don't need to use another bronzer, but this is me we're talking to, so I'm going to use another bronzer. I'm going to set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and then I'm going to set my face with the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Blur Loose Powder. I feel like this powder is like Botox in a jar. Honestly, it just smooths out everything. It's amazing. All right, I'm going to bronze today with my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Obviously the bronzer side. I'm going to use my Real Techniques blush brush for this. One of my favorite bronzer brushes, and it honestly, I think it's $9. I have 4 of them in my kit. They're just so good. I don't know why in the camera that my forehead is looking patchy where I put the bronzer, but it's not. The camera can be very misleading, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. This is a new blush to my collection, and it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Dim Infusion. It's like a pretty peachy but luminescent. It's got the dim light, which I love to use, infused with this pretty coral peachy shade. I just love it. And I really love corals and greens together. And the thing that I like the most about these Hourglass blushes, especially when you're doing a smoky eye, is that you can't, you really have to work to overdo it. You can see that it looks like I'm putting a ton on, but it's not really coming off that way because they're so subtle, and that's why I love to use them with a smoky eye. Before I do my highlight, I'm going to buff everything with the Hourglass Radiant Light powder. And this is the It Brushes for Ulta Blurring Powder Brush. My absolute favorite brush to do this with. And now for a highlight, I'm going to use this Nutcracker Sweet Copper Face Compact. It's limited edition. I don't know if they still have it in stock. I know it went fast because of this highlight, which is Whisper of Guilt, which is like a cult highlight from MAC from a few years back. And of course, that when they brought it out that time, it was discontinued, or not discontinued, but limited edition, and it's limited edition this time. And you would think that with such a following, MAC would be like, maybe we could make a lot more money if we made something like this permanent. I don't know, but maybe we should try. I just kind of want to shake companies sometimes and be like, you don't know what you're missing. But then I also think, would it be as popular if it were permanent? Because it would be so easy to get your hands on. And yes, I like to shine like a light bulb at the end of my nose. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to lightly, with no additional product, buff that out. Okay, going back into the Master Palette by Mario, I'm going to take Bronx, that green color, and I'm going to use my Wayne Goss number 5 brush, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line with that color, and I'm going to buff it out with Isabel. This is my most used Wayne Goss brush that I own. I have about 4 or 5 of them, and that is by far, I have 5 actually, by far my most used. I got some foundation in my brow. Okay, I'm using my Morphe M507 with that Isabel color to buff that out. And that's my favorite part of a smoky eye. That lower lash line just brings it all together. Now, before I do my mascara and stuff, I'm going to set my face with the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist, which is not landing on my face since my fan is on. There. That was a big waste of product. Okay, I'm going to tightline and waterline with my Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the color Cocoa. Oh, I love these things. I've recommended them in my VIB sale recommendations, and they may or may not be coming up in a giveaway. Honestly, I don't even know if I've done the giveaway video. I'm pre-filming this, so I don't know when in November I'm going to put it up. I may have already put up the giveaway video. But if not, I got a good giveaway coming up. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe before you leave. Oh, I don't know why my eyes are so watery today. I think it's a mixture of allergies and that fan being on. All right, I'm not even going to like film this part because it's the same exact thing I do in every video. It's my Matte Giga Black Lash, my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and my Stila Huge Extreme Mascara. So I'll be right back after I get done with that. Okay, now I'm going to do the lips, and I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. My MAC lipstick in Peach Sock, which is going to need to be replaced soon. Same with the lips as with the cheeks, how I like to use like a coral color. I like to use a peachy color on the lips too. And then this is ColourPop Glossy Lips, or Lippy Glossy. I don't really know, but it's in the color Tight Fit. And I freaking love it. And that, my friends, is the finished look. A nice fall green smoky eye using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Master Palette by Mario. I will, as always, list everything I use down below and link it to where you can easily locate it and buy it if you don't have it and enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope y'all have a very blessed day.